Hello, this is Jared Stepp with Facebook.com/JaredSteppMusic, and today we're going to do a pedal review of the Basic Audio Scarab Deluxe Fuzz. And this is coming from a non-fuzz guy. This is one of the first fuzz pedals I tried. It's a Tonebender style fuzz, one of the best on the market. And so there's the Scarab Deluxe. And we're playing through my Tom Anderson Mongrel guitar. It's kind of a Strat Telly hybrid. It has 2 single coils and a humbucker. And right now I'm just playing through the neck single coil. This is my clean tone through one of the amp modelers on the Pod HD500. I should turn the volume up. Here we go. Alright, so that's a clean tone. Now here's the Scarab. You see the present settings are kind of strange settings, and I like them because this is a fuzz pedal that cleans up. And I need all my pedals on my board, in fact, to clean up. And if you see the other pedals on my board, you'll know that that's all I have on my board is pedals that clean up. So I'm going to roll the volume back and show you what it sounds like clean here. Alright, so off, back on, and volume roll back. Now when you put a compressor through it, it actually does great things for the cleanish tone. Here we go. That's the Empress compressor working with it there. Alright, so I like that compressor tone with it. That's without the compressor. What I do like to do with this stage is to add in another drive, like my Damage Control Liquid Blues, the Himmelstratz Fitzo, add them both in underneath the Scarab. Let's bump up the volume a little bit. Alright, so now obviously that's just the tip of the iceberg in terms of what this pedal is able to do. So let me give you some of the other sounds that are in it. I had the fat turned almost all the way up, the bias turned about 3/4 of the way up, the volume below half, tone slightly below half, and the fuzz almost completely down, not quite completely down. Now you roll the fuzz up half. Let's just put all the knobs at half except for the volume and see what we get here. Rolling back my volume on my guitar to about half. Alright, rolling it all the way up. Alright, roll it back a little bit. Now I'm going to pump in my humbucker here as well. A little tone back on my guitar a little bit. Alright, bump in the compressor just a second. Of course, huge amounts of sustain with or without the compressor, but the compressor even helps to sustain even more. That's without the compressor. Alright, now I'm going to add in the Damage Control Liquid Blues because I like them mixed together. And really, the Damage Control Liquid Blues for me is a little bit like a preamp. So, here we go. And we'll start scherzo just for a little extra texture. Alright, let me add a little bit more drive underneath it. Actually, sorry. No, let's just, let's mess around with these knobs a little bit more. Yeah, let's get the fuzz down to about a fourth. Bust up the fat. Bust down the bias real quick. You hear it kind of pittering out there. That's what the bias knob is supposed to do when it's low. Now I'll turn the bias all the way up and you get alright, so bias knob at half is this. Bias knob at 3/4. Bias knob at 1/4. Causes some more ripping in the sound, if you will. Ripping effect. I like to tone down a little bit. Let's just mess with the fuzz now. Bump out my humbucker here. Alright, now let me just go just a humbucker for a second. Down with the volume. Alright, up back to single coil fuzz all the way up. It's just ringing. Up. course, it's built for those mind-bending kind of leads, but what I've found is that a lot of applications, a lot of music actually has fuzz tones that are just this wall of sound that sit underneath and kind of even mixed low in the mix for the rhythm tones, for rhythm guitar tones. And for that, you'd look at some settings like this. Your volume roll back a little bit, and I'm going to bring all my pickups in here real quick. The reason that sound is so effective is because it's this wall of sound with the sustain being huge and the harmonics being huge. So there's so many extra tones that just fill out the EQ sphere that now you've got this huge sound going from a verse of a song where it's real minimal. You pull your volume all the way back and you've got, you know, a verse where you're doing something. Or even you just have the pedal off on the verse and you're doing this kind of. Get to the chorus and all of a sudden it's like. You mix that in right, and all of a sudden your sound just has this power to it that it couldn't have otherwise. And so that's the beauty of fuzz, I'm finding. I hope you enjoyed this review, and like me on Facebook.com/Jared Stepp Music. Get a hold of the CD King Jesus or my kids' worship CD, Bouncy House Worship. God bless you.